behind the Coyotes early on. Senator John McCAIN joining Doug and Wolf this morning. Senator, you were right all along. The Coyotes gave us a great thrill, and we put you at the head of the parade, even though we don't really have a parade.
Thanks, guys. And, I'm so proud of them. I was going to Twitter this morning. I'm very proud of the team. Dave Tippett did a fantastic job. We'll often wonder if Shane Doan hadn't tried to avoid running into the goalie there. But, look, they're a wonderful team, surprised everybody, and all of us are proud of them. But I got to also tell you that between the Suns and the Coyotes playing beginning at 10 or 10:30 at night here on Eastern time, I have mixed emotions. I'm walking around like a zombie because I'm not getting to sleep before 1:30 or 2.
Just change the laws, change time zones, Senator. It'll be easy.
I got to do that. Well, let's have the Suns wrap it up tonight, huh?
Yeah, that'd be great. Senator John McCAIN joining Doug and Wolf here. Senator, how involved are you in trying to keep the Phoenix Coyotes here in the state of Arizona?
Well, John Cadis and I have been friends for many years. Jerry Reinsdorf I have known for a long period of time. I've had conversations with him. Obviously, I have not been involved in any of the negotiations because the kind of details that are necessary, obviously, I'm not versed in. But I think it's pretty clear to anybody who wants to buy this team that there's a fan base here in the Valley. We are a very large metropolitan area, and with the kind of support that we just showed here in the last several weeks of the season, I think should give comfort to anybody. And one of the things about this, as you both know very well, any market they move to would be much smaller. And you get a good team and you get a good fan base and you start getting TV revenues and radio and all that, I think it's an incentive to stay.
Senator John McCAIN joining Doug and Wolf this morning. It's a difficult question, but where's the line for you when it comes to involvement? Because this deal that Jerry Reinsdorf might be getting is clearly in his favor, and there might be a new tax district. I mean, there's so many things that politicians do to try to keep a team that might go against normal issues that they would run on, yet at the same time, you don't want to lose a team, and it looks bad for anybody when your city loses a team.
To be honest with you, that's why I don't get into the details, because it is all state taxes, city taxes, financed not by any federal dollars. And so for me to tell them that they should take a deal or not take a deal is, I'm pretty presumptuous, but not that. And so, but what I think that people like me should do is try to talk to people like Jerry and John and others who are interested in saying, look, you've got a great opportunity to make a lot of money here. And that's why people, as you guys know, people buy these teams for two reasons. One, ego, and number two, to make money. So that's what I kind of try to do rather than determine what's fair and what's not fair.
That's why Wolf does this show.
Yeah. Senator, what is your feeling on Arizona's new immigration law and whether or not sporting events such as the Super Bowl, All-Star games, things of this nature, how do you think it's going to impact Arizona in regards to those events?
I don't know. I think we have to convince those individuals and organizations who want to come here that there will not be discrimination practice, that there will not be violation of anyone's civil rights, and that they can feel as comfortable coming to our state as they can to any part of the country. And we have a job to do to convince people of that. And so it's a challenge. A lot of the publicity associated with the passage of this legislation is inaccurate. And I would point out to you all again that we have broken border between Arizona and Mexico. The violence is up. The drug trafficking is huge. They intercepted 1.3 million pounds of marijuana just on the Tucson sector in the last year, and cocaine and methamphetamine is coming across, not freely, but certainly through our state. You saw a couple of weeks ago this organization they had that brings immigrants through Nogales up to Tucson, vans up to Phoenix, and then distributed all over the country. So we do have an obligation to secure our borders. And one reason is to keep the crime rate down, but most of all because we have an obligation, and that's a federal obligation, and the federal government has not been carrying out its responsibility. So we have to show any visitor, whether it be for the All-Star game or someone who wants to go to the Grand Canyon, that we will observe and enforce their civil rights and make sure that they don't feel in any way threatened here.
Other than coming on with Doug and Wolf, how do you get that message out? Because clearly it was already a statement by Derek Hall, the team president of the Diamondbacks, that as of now, baseball has not discussed anything about the All-Star game, but he actually worries if the boycott really takes hold, baseball might feel a little bit of a pinch, and now you might have baseball saying, no, we can't bring the All-Star game here. We've got to go in a different direction. You know about the BCS championship and the Fiesta Bowl in general. How do you get that message out to make everybody happy?
Well, we've got to make statements, make sure that we understand the interpretation of the law. The governor has to speak up. Those of us in the congressional delegation do. And just to make sure that everybody understands that. Look, I understand the controversy associated with the passage of this law. Anybody who has been reading the newspapers and watching television understands that. But we do have an obligation to secure our borders so that our citizens are not threatened. You guys know very well in the southern part of our state, people go across their property, there's break-ins, there's crime, not to mention the crimes committed by these coyotes on the people that they're bringing into this country. So and the drug cartels are in an existential struggle with the government of Mexico. 3 Americans were murdered in Juarez. Our consulate in Nuevo Laredo was attacked. This is a real war we're in, and I understand the frustration of the legislature and the governor. Now our job is to make sure that no citizen under any circumstances will have their rights threatened, no matter what their ethnic background is.
And just for those of you wondering, the coyotes are the people that help transfer and bring the immigrants over the border. Shane Doan has nothing to do with any of this. So I want to make sure that that's clear.
Yeah.
Could I, I know you guys talk about it, but I go back to Shane Doan again. What is this, his 14th season?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, incredible record of hard work, of being a blue-collar guy that year after year with not winning teams gave it every bit. And, I think if there's somebody that should be honored in this whole thing, Shane Doan is the guy. And get well soon, Shane. We're going to do even better next season.
Senator, every Wednesday we have the Doug and Wolf Power Poll, and today's question was the top 5 things that are better than a Game 7. If we were to ask you, what is number 1 for you, or what is in your top 5?
Some of those are probably cannot be discussed over the airwaves.
Well done, sir.
I think one of those is that you guys have done, and that's honoring the men and women who serve in the military.
That's awesome, Senator.
I'm embarrassed that I didn't think of that and put that in my power poll.
Absolutely.
Because we feel the same way. So obviously, Senators, things are going well with Cindy then. I just kind of got that feeling there.
Yeah, everything's fine. My son in the Marine Corps is doing fine, and my one that graduated from the Naval Academy is in pilot training, and he's doing fine. And our daughter's, Bridget's about to graduate from high school, and my daughter Megan continues to get me in trouble with her blog. So other than that, we're doing great.
Senator, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.
Great to be with you guys.
No problem. Thank you, Senator. And thanks for our freedom. Senator John McCain joining Doug and Wolf this morning.